What is up, people? It is I, Kerbis136. I am doing some game reviews. I had already played some Dota earlier with mixed results. Rocket had asked me to look at his recent game, so now I must find him. Is he actually online but away? Maybe he is. Yeah, he is. Alright, so I'll view his profile. He said it's his last Coddle game. He's not with us right now. Wait. I think he said it was the one that's a win. Did he play afterwards, after we talked? Now I gotta check. Hold on, let me check my message log with Rocket, because it'll be more specific. Rocket. Boy, do I gotta replay for you, which was last night. He told me at 11:29, which is the end of this game. He said, good. I don't know which game it was. I'm gonna do both then. That's what I'm gonna do for him, because I got enough time. So if Rocket comes or doesn't come, that's all good. It's fine. So we'll start with his win, and then we'll start with his loss, because that's going to be extra fun, because I can just rip apart his Coddle in general. Because that's what you got to do. I know Eddie wants to play, but I'm done with playing tonight. Alright, so game should be ready. I accidentally clicked on the thing instead of the overview because I'm bad. Watch it play. So, Rocket's Coddle in both of these games. We're going to take a look. I'm not going to have him to laugh with as much, but I think my game reviews are probably a little bit more focused when I don't have somebody who's there, because I don't feel like I have to worry about insulting them.
May the light
Try harder.
Your ban, make it count.
Okie dokie, so we're gonna do the correct fog here, which is I'm not gonna bother with Rocket's camera. Like I said, I don't think he's a high enough level where I need to worry too much about it.
In case you're wondering, it's in the bag.
We're gonna do free camera. Where is he going? He's going into the safe lane. I don't know if he intended this to be the game. Do I know some of these people? I just canceled out instead of hitting the wrong thing. I hate that. I'm so bad. He's with... Actually, everybody in this game is partied. I don't know if this is the game he intended, but I'm going to try not to judge anybody else he's playing with, because I know they're probably of a similar level. I know Cat is the same MMR, so I don't think, like, I'm not going to trash talk, obviously. I'll try to focus entirely on Rocket and just say if things were not his fault. At least save my settings for watching. Alright, so let's talk about his build first. It's very important, right? So, I think this build on Coddle can be okay. I think the Sentry is fine in lane. It's fine. It's hard because Coddle wants to be in places where he can shoot his wave, but Coddle can actually do it inside the trees, meaning he doesn't need when he's in a safe lane, he doesn't worry about the vision because he uses it here, which is protected, in here, versus when you're in the off lane, you need to use places where vision's common, like this area here or this area here. Vision isn't common. Like, people don't usually put wards right here. They can, but they put it right outside the vision of the tower, and they'll see Coddle charging, but you can still sneak your way in anyway. And here they want a vision of you regardless. So I don't think the Sentry is necessarily essential. You can totally do it. That's a choice. It does hold you back. I think a lot of Coddles are going less regen. They're going 3 tangos and a salve. I think that's fine. But there is a Veno, and if he ends up being in lane, you'll suffer. So I think in this particular matchup, I think the extra tango is fine, because you're going to get hit with Poison Sting. It just is life. As far as the clarities are concerned, I like to have one, but I don't see what he would fill his inventory with, because he's pretty full. Sometimes a Fairy Fire is fine, but he has so much regen that makes it not as good. Sometimes what you would do is you'd buy 1 tango and a Fairy Fire, then have a clarity in the back burner. That would be okay, but this is fine. For his level, I don't think this is a problem. Let's see how he handles the rune. He did take the correct skill, which is Blinding Light. Now, generally speaking, I tell people to never skill prior to
30 seconds.
You know, skill prior to being in the situation, like when you see the enemy heroes. But realistically speaking, for Coddle, almost nothing is as good as taking Blinding Light. Like, Chakra Magic needs a combo, which it doesn't really go that well with Wraith Fire Blast. You go on cooldown. And Illuminate just almost never really seems to matter enough. So I think this is good. He should be hitting more on the Venno, not the DK. DK has way too much armor. He has 6 right now. Well, Venno has 4. Venno has... Let's see, actually. Let's hold on. So I want to go back there because he made a mistake already.
In case you're wondering, it's in the bag.
It's brilliantly clear that this one is in
Okay,
the
so number 1, you should look as soon as you see heroes if you don't know already. So the comparative armor here is 46 damage to 43. Coddle has 1 armor. Venno has 4. He doesn't know what skill he has, so he probably has Poison Sting is what you should assume. You know, this is a rough thing. Try and answer Nettie, to be polite. You know, basically, I don't think he can win a trade, but he should trade for as long as he can. Because Coddle does have, you know, attack range of 600. Venno's down at 450 and Dragonite's melee. So he should take advantage of this to the best of his ability, right? So as soon as they go in... Alright, right here. So, he shouldn't be this close, number 1. He should actually be back at this little staircase, and the difference is minor. But if... You have to assume that they're intending to kill you. If he stuns, if he has stun, which he doesn't, but if he has stun, he hits and walks around. Now, you could tell he doesn't have stun by his armor, technically speaking, so I suppose you know he doesn't have stun. But he's going to start trading with you, and if he takes Gale, if he hasn't leveled yet, if he's smart, he'll take Gale, and they could chase you down and kill you. Wraithing might save with the stun, but there's a lot of stuff riding on this, so being a little bit farther back is probably smart. He realizes his mistake, and he moves, which is great. He should not be hitting the Venno. He's in range, so let's just be clear about that. I already know. You can actually hover this over. Blinding Light's way too early, so what was this Blinding Light for? I don't really see any reason. They weren't actively hitting or trading. You know, the rune's not up, so you're not pushing them away from grabbing rune. It's very premature. And the cooldown is very long, so I just don't see anything that's worthwhile in this. They should definitely come take rune now. Like, there shouldn't be a rune that could be contested by these 2 heroes.
And resolve your differences.
So he trades, that's fine. However, they're probably going to chase, but... Wraithing throws a weird stun, but that's okay. It's not terrible. So right here is where you turn. So if you're Coddle right here, your Wraithing is the one who's in danger. You should be here. And by his attack range, he would be able to attack... Sorry. He'd be hitting from right. He'd basically hit Venno where he's standing right now. And if Venno moves up, he would hit Venno. Now, nobody does move up, but he would basically be hitting Venno, and he would have gotten 1 to 2 right clicks. Which, it matters. It's minor, but it matters. But okay. So we go into the lane. Rocket uses a Tango. Congrats. I like that. It's an hour-long game, by the way. Try to skip a lot of the parts where Rocket probably dies. Alright, so he's in the trees. Usually you want to be over here. It's probably where it's going to matter. You're going to get those first trades at the start of the game. Alright, you don't see them. Okay, there's a DK. He's hitting, that's great. He's trading. He should be trading away from the range creep, though, because the range creep's getting aggro. Good harass. DK didn't bring a lot of regen, so you're punishing for it. I like that. Right here, though, is the mistake. Coddle should be right here. Then Advancer's putting him in a spot where he's just trying to last hit. You should be zoning him out and making sure you use the trees to retreat. This would be a great place to be standing. Right now, it feels like he's not in a position to do anything. It feels like he's too far back. It feels like he's scared of the enemy heroes. And when you play scared of the enemy heroes, then you can never take advantage of their mistakes. So I want him to be much closer, where he can right-click multiple times, because he's not zoning them. They're pretty free to stand on top of the creep wave here. I don't feel like this DK is particularly pressured away from these last hits and denies, and that's making it hard for Wraith King, because now Wraith King has to directly compete with, you know, the deny and last hit equilibrium, which is bad, because you want him to have what he wants, basically. Fair to take that, or try to take that. I think he missed, but it was a good try. I still think he's standing, Rocket's standing too far back here. He should also eat a Tango. He's down 150 life, so it's worth it. I hope that he takes Illuminate second. There's no reason to take Chakra Magic almost ever. It's a waste. He takes Chakra Magic. Okay, let me discuss why I don't like this. Reducing the cooldown of any spell in this lane by 3 is mediocre at best. The mana does matter. It's 80. You get a lot more off your Clarity. You still have both. So why do you need this now versus taking it at level 3? What's this going to do for you that's going to matter? If you're going to use it offensively, don't. It's not that good. If you're going to use it to help Wraithing get mana, just give him a Clarity instead when the time comes. If it's for you, it's also a waste. You're not really spamming Blinding Light, so why would this make it any better? I would much prefer Illuminate to harass the Venno out. Venno has a 620 max health. You know, that's 200 damage if you charge Illuminate up at the first level. 200 damage right now would be tremendous, even though he has magic resistance, but still. It would be infinitely more useful here. Like right now, actually, you would Blinding Light him and then start Illuminating. Keep hitting him. Keep hitting him. Yo, right there, right there. I'm going back. So hard to get where I want to be. Ready? I'm gonna wait for the. Wait for the Wraithing. Right here, you see the stun start coming, right? It's actually a millisecond before here. You should immediately turn. Immediately, right? So he does. He's turning. That's great. He stops his own attack, which isn't super awesome, but it happens to everybody. Keep hitting him. Are you this afraid of the Dragonite? Because I know you're about to stop. Right? So Venno actually turns here. You turn around. I know that your health isn't high, but neither is his, and you still have Blinding Light. So what you should do is you should go to hit, and if Venno winds up an attack, you Blinding Light him real quick, and you could actually probably kill this guy. I guarantee this guy is killable as it stands. But you full back out, and because of that, Venno gets the Q, a useless Q, actually. He's going to get the chance to use some tangos, if he does. If he doesn't, then he really should be dead.
We have first blood.
Okay, now you're trying. You're trying. That was good. I hope you get this kill. Rating should just like him, but I understand. Good block. Good block. Okay. All right, Rocky. Let's go. Let's go. That was a good play. Are you actually tangoing right now? I can't tell. It says you have 9 regen at the second, so I assume that you are. Nope, you weren't. You should have been tango.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
You definitely left yourself in this position where you should die because of the Venno, but it's okay. You can stop right after. It should be okay. You should have your wand already coming in. I hope that it is, but I don't think that's the case. Can I actually check? I don't think so. Big nope. You should be buying items faster, like instantly. It's big to get your item right now, because if you read the wand, you would have an extra 1 to all stats in addition to being able to abuse the fact that, you know, you can strengthen the stuff. Alright, so you started this lane with an Observer and a Sentry. It really just occurring to me now at 3.5 minutes. What are you doing with him? Right? Do you know if he had an Observer at the beginning? I don't think he did. You should have an Observer here, or here. I actually like it better here in this particular case, but you should have an Observer somewhere. You know, you have them in your inventory. Use them. It's fine to keep the Sentry and then wait if you really want to do that, but... Sorry. It's because earlier there was a vacuum going on. I kind of forgot to re-raise it. Appreciate it, Falcon. Is it better now? And was I at least hearable even if I was quiet? Because I don't want to start over. Okay. I just want to make sure I was at least understandable even if it was quiet. Alright. I should have at least fixed the problem mostly. Mumbling but understandable. There's a difference. So, like, I was, like, quietly speaking about it. I understand. Now I feel like starting over. Now I'm not pleased. But I don't really want to start over. It's only been 14 minutes. Where'd you have my volume at? Yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm sure I was legible enough. Okay. Alright, fair enough. I'll just move on from here. It doesn't matter that much. It should be good now. I actually can tweak it a little bit more, but yeah, I can still tweak it a tiny bit. It's like a 1% difference. So definitely, I'm not gonna continuously mention the fact that the wards aren't put down, but duh. You were fine not using the salve right now. This is a bad trade, but I appreciate that you tried to help your Wraith King. He obviously wanted to go in, so you play with your team. Alright, so this. I know it happened a little bit ago, but I was distracted by the voice thing. Level 3, taking a second level of Chakra Magic is inexcusable. What is this doing for you? 4 cooldown reduction on the abilities that you have, percentage-based. Oh, I think I know. Sorry, Nettie gave me a riddle. I'd answer it. I have no idea what it could possibly be. Oh! Oh! I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid. I am? What? Oh. It was bad. It was a bad guessing game. Sorry, I had to try to guess super. Yo, that's rough, Falcon. By the way, forgetting to change volume because of different streams. So I just want to talk about this this Chakra Magic. Nettie's blowing up my Steam, as you can hear. So the mana restore is nice, right? But Rocket's not spamming his abilities. You don't have an ability you can spam because you just have one ability. Blinding Light, it's not very expensive. It's 130. It's kind of, but not really. You can cast it 3 times off your mana pool. You don't have Illuminate, so why do you have Chakra Magic level 2? And the Wraithing doesn't benefit that much because his only really expensive thing is Wraithfire Blast, which is relatively low, and he can cast Wraithfire Blast over almost 4 times off his mana pool. So maxing this just isn't the way to go. It really just isn't. There's some lanes where it's fine. You got a Bristleback, maybe a PL. Sure, but in this case, it just isn't. This is honestly costing you kills and the ability to push them out of lane by not taking Illuminate. And before anybody says, like, you don't play Caudle, I do. For a while, I was playing Caudle as a 4 in the off lane. He's, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I also just don't love him as a safe lane support in general, but it's at least doable. It's doable, you can do it. I just don't like it very much. Compared to most other solid safe lane supports, like a Warlock, a Witch Doctor, I never get excited about having a Caudle in my lane, because I just know that the potential to do anything isn't there. We can't really be aggressive, and he's not that safe either, so he just doesn't do anything that well at the early time. So you waited way too long to get your stuff. I assume that your wand... Nope, you didn't even get a wand. You're saving up for Bracer, but... I don't even know. So you didn't get the rune because you were too busy with this, which is okay. You guys are like committing on a Dragon Knight, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. He just isn't going to care. Hit him. Okay, you have Illuminate. You took it at 4 at the very least. See how much damage that is? This is at level 4, mind you. You could have had this levels ago. You could have had this level 2. His health pool has gone up. The damage is the same as it would have been then. So, like, think about that. Big deal. I'm glad you're going for the Bracer. I would like to see a stick at least. You already have the Iron Branches, so you might as well make it a wand because it's not very expensive. But, you know, at the very least, I would have a stick or something. Because right now, you would have, like, 8 charges on that stick, and you'd be basically full. It also is one of the reasons you can get away with not having Chakra Magic maxed, because you have a stick. So this is your chance to kill. You have a hard stun for the Veno, followed by another hard stun for the Veno, followed by a displacement for the Veno. So, yes. That's not a bad start. You hit him. That was successful. Like, go. I know that they should be going too, so it's not entirely on you, but like you could have also run in and like been more clear about exactly what you wanted to accomplish there. You guys seem to want to go on this Dragon Knight, and I almost guarantee you don't kill him. And it's not even, that was a miss, that was a flub, but like, it's because you guys are mistargeting. And I sort of blame you for that, Rocket, because you should be able to communicate with your team. Oh, goodbye, friends. You should hit somebody else with that so that they got mana benefit after you died. That's fine. We only care about Rocket. So let's see about... I always want to question, like, TPs too, right? So there's no fight here. Fight's over. The question is, are you benefiting the lane by being here? There's an empty lane here and an empty lane here. I actually wouldn't have come top. Your Avenge left, which is okay. Where's Wraith King? He's not dead. Where is he? Oh, he's here. Okay, alright. Wraith King's here. You kind of want to be here too, but honestly, I think it would be better. Good ward. I think you did do it in Vision, though, so they should just deward that. I would have gone bottom and stopped bottom tower from being harassed. Because everybody else doesn't have a TP available, minus DK. So, like, I guarantee... Sorry, DK. Wraith King didn't TP, but I think Legion did. Yep. Venge shouldn't have one either. Where is Venge? Okay, she has hers again now. But a lot of people didn't have TPs at the time, so, like, you could have helped your team out by going bottom. Because as Caudle, especially, you want to make sure people don't push in. Now, it's fine if somebody communicated with you. If they said, like, I know Enigma was down there, I guess, so I probably would have gone mid, to be real. But if your team told you where they were going, this is fine. This all depends on how the communication was. If they told you that they would handle mid and bottom, it's not a problem. It's all about what they said to you. But I would have considered potentially going a different lane and allowing people to go where they wanted to be, basically. It's fine, though. That's not a problem. That's not like a big deal. That's just like, did the communication happen? Because it should determine your stuff. Good sentry position. Ward's a little bit wonky, but it's not terrible. Is this his? Whose ward is this? It's yours, right? Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
Right now, I would think to myself, how little you're contributing to this lane. Wraith King and you will never get a kill together. Ever. It's just not possible, basically. That's one of the problems with Caudle, is your kill potential is very low. Unless a hero has, like, crazy chase, but also because the heroes that are here are very resistant. So I would be looking to go anywhere else. Like, I would be looking to go bottom, and I would have been looking for a kill with, like, Enigma. You don't have ult. You should... You might have been able to hit that Wraith King with a stun earlier, but honestly, this isn't really a kill. Like, this is a bad situation. It's not a good, like, time to be diving, so... There's nothing more you can do with this. It's just not a situation you guys can kill.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
Your Wraith King's a madman. I'd hit him with mana as soon as possible. When possible. Because he is absolutely a madman. You might die for this. Oh, you are dead. The miss. Q him. It. There you go. Alright, you came top. Let me just check that again. The available lanes. Mid is free. Nobody's there. Bottom is just Enigma, who could obviously use help because Jug's getting work done. Top is free. Okay, top's fair. That's fine. That's fine.
Get off my lawn.
I'd be taking that Ben award. It's worth money. You can see it. Take that money. Hit him with the blinding light. If you hit him with a blinding light first, then you hit yourself with the mana thing. It goes down to 15-second cooldown. Like, don't be afraid to just, like, blast it. I was gonna say DK couldn't possibly have ult up, but he does soon. You're using chakra magic when your cooldowns aren't on cooldown. Don't do that. Unless you're walking between lanes and you know you have time, just use a spell first. You're dead, probably. He missed Q, you're fine. Should be dead. Nothing you needed to do there. Easy kill. Is this jug fed? Eh.
Dire's middle tower has been denied. Bastards.
This will come in handy.
I would never max Chakra Magic. I think it's nuts. Either of these two abilities is better to max. Chakra Magic only needs to be at like level 2. Maybe 3. But you still have a clarity. I'd be ready to TP bottom if needed.
Dire's middle tower taking damage.
Quite a spree.
I just want to talk about reaction time. Ready, you see DK walking, right? So you should back up a little, but not tremendously so. He ults. You actually turn, register that he's ulting, and then walk in. You see that? You walked closer. He should have stunned you. He doesn't have it. Because he's bad. He should. And you should be dead here. Well, probably. You might actually get away with Will-O-Wisp, but you should be almost dead here. I don't know what happens next. But if Rocket throws ult, I'm going to be mad. If he doesn't, I'm going to be happy. So, he's getting dove, right? He's going to die regardless. 100%. Nothing he can do should save his life. The best thing you can do is run into the trees and make it hard to kill you, but you're still gonna die. So, this is a 130-second cooldown, right? You're dead for 30 seconds. Meaning you still have to wait 100 seconds after death to use this again. In addition, there is a bounty for killing it. You get money for destroying it, if I remember correctly. So, you had no chance of living. And you should recognize that. You're dead. And if they're actually focusing on getting any cash... Okay, they just threw that money away. I don't know why. They should have gotten that. And that would have been very bad for your team. So you're TPing. Where are you TPing to? Okay, so I want you to get out of the habit of staying in the same lane. If you already have a Wraith King nearby, Wraith King can easily farm this part of the jungle, right here. And this. He'll just bounce in, bounce out, bounce in, bounce out, basically. I do it all the time when I'm core.
Could you please come here?
So, that's really what he should be focusing on.
Please come here?
This is pushed, and nobody's here. Nobody's here for this. Which would be pretty big for you. You could get your own experience, your own farm. You wouldn't be competing with a core who could farm this. And you'd be much closer to this fight. Meaning if stuff starts happening, you could actually take a short walk and be within range. I just don't love the fact that you're top.
Radiant's bottom tower is demolished.
Since I was eating candy, my mouse felt sticky, even though I didn't touch it with that hand, but just felt it, so. Alright, can I speed this up? Do you do anything interesting? Alright, right here. You go mid, you try to push, which is cool. Good place to be. You see the DK, you back up. Nothing that interesting. I'm gonna go at like 2 times speed. Here we go. So, DK's behind you. You know that. You're still right to go in here. I think. Cat's here. So you got a Venge and you got a Wraith King. If you ult... Wraith King has ult. I mean, it's worth it. I would just ult now. Good ult. Solid. Push the sniper in. You're stunned. You didn't have a choice. You finally took it. That wasn't terrible. If you had a wand, you'd actually be alive long enough to get a blind light off too. But you did whatever you could. You're walking, which is okay, actually. You're fast here. Okay, you TP'd. So all... Okay, I want to point this out. This is very important.
That means that I ran all over everything. I bet you they are. You can't see because it's legendary.
I want to see how much time you waste in base. 17:34 is when you're in base. You shovel, that's fine. So we'll call it 17:35 because it took time to shovel. It took you 25 seconds to get out of base. I love you, Rocket. Don't do this. Be decisive. You can take a couple seconds to assess the situation before you spawn. Before you spawn, you look around, you say, what's the current status, and you make a decision. Now, right now, if you want to be bottom, that's okay. Right? I would probably choose mid, but Cat's there, so that's okay. Bottom's fine. It has a tier 1 tower still. They're going to want to take it. You're going to try to push that out, and that's totally cool as long as you don't die to Jug. But, like, the decision-making has to just happen. Are there better neutral items for you? Probably not. You could take Clumsy Net, but I think, you know, Legion's going to want that. You might die here. No, he didn't buy Mask of Madness. You're fine. I don't think... He probably would still kill you, but it would be close. It's something he probably doesn't want to jump you if there's even a single creep around because the risk is too great. I appreciate you right-clicking these, but I would do it again. You're doing the right thing. Just continue. It's smart. You just make it because it's hard for the tower to hit it. It takes your tower plus 2 hits from you, or just 2 hits from you, I think. You're getting chased. That was a good back. You saw that. I would actually ward. You have a ward. I would put it up over here if possible, or up here if not. You see a bunch of heroes. Your ult's about to come up. You have an Enigma, so I might have waited. I guess Enigma. Oh, he doesn't have it. Okay. Okay, that was fine. Honestly, that's not a bad ult. Your team really needs duels and stuff. I just don't know if it was necessary, but that's not a terrible mistake. You're just looking for easy fights for your team. That's really where you're at. Good channel. That's awesome. I would be given the Enigma Chakra Magic as soon as it's ready. Like now. He'd have stun. And he'd have Eidolons almost ready. Okay, you're not gonna give it to him? Alright. Well, if you have Chakra Magic, you gotta use it, man. Both of you need mana. He had cooldowns. What circumstance will you use Chakra Magic in? Like, I know you're using it sometimes, but, like, you gotta use it. You're down, 250 mana. Enigma's down 300. Just use the damn ability. Also, I don't love the Blinding Light cooldown. It just doesn't feel that meaningful. 2.5 seconds is kind of meh. Versus the movement speed, which makes you in position all of the time. But I think it's okay. They're both decisions, so I think it's fine. There are a lot of right clickers, so it's not bad. It's just that Jug will purge this, and Dragonite will get a BKB, so not a lot of people will matter who will be blinded, but it does force a response, so it's still meaningful. Now, your team wants to push. You don't have ult, and because of that, I would probably tell your team in the future, I don't want to be there for the fight, because you don't have anything that contributes besides a Glimmer, which is big, but you only really have a Glimmer. You don't have a lot going on for you until ult's up, so I probably would have told your team that you were going to push bottom, and you're going to cause a reaction, right? You're going to push all the way over here, and you're going to say to them, look, I'm Coddle, I'm pushing, and then your team goes in. Now, granted, this isn't terrible. If your team wants you there, go. But I definitely don't think that you should Glimmer. Okay, you're good, you're good, you're good. You're being too passive there, I think. I want to see who you hit with that, by the way. Who did you hit with Chakra Magic? Tell me it wasn't you. Right now, if I was thinking, I would say, look, Venge might need it. Oh, she doesn't. Wraith King needs it then. I would give it to Wraith King. Venge, when stun comes out, is fine too.
Double kill.
Venge. Venge. You gave it to the Enigma, and yes, his stun's coming up, but his stun is infinitely less important than Venge stun. And after your reduction, it still has 7 seconds, versus a stun right now. It would have 3 seconds, so as soon as Jug stun ends, she'd have stun. I just want you to consider who has the harder CC. I think his mana doesn't matter that much, because all his cooldowns are still persisting. Ping out that regen to your team, they already see it. Hit it with Chakra Magic. Hit it with Chakra Magic. Still. Glimmer, 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 Glimmer. Save the Enigma. Alright, so I never like to be like cruel, but straight up, Enigma's death is your fault. Ready? This is spooky, I agree. But you know what you do? Who's in danger right now? Wraith King has ult, right? Wraith King's fine. It's just the Enigma. He's got 700 life though, so I would hold back for now. Right here. Sorry. Right now, I'd be hitting that boy with the Glimmer Cape. He doesn't have his own survivability. You're fine. Everybody else is fine. I'd be hitting that Enigma with Glimmer Cape all day. Because right now is when he gets hit with the Assassinate. You could have glimmered him about 3 seconds or 4 seconds prior, and he would actually live. But because you didn't hit him with a glimmer earlier, he didn't stand a chance. Alright, so you better use the glimmer to save the Wraith King. You did? Okay, you did it before I blinked too, so at least you had some priority. You said, let's save it for the cores. That's actually fine. If your rationale was that you didn't want to save Enigma by choice, then it's fine. But if you didn't notice, he needed the help. Jug looking for an Omni. I want to see if your... I don't think your Glimmer was up, but I just want to see. I always spend too much time helping you, Rocket. I always end up like... Alright, so... If you guys saw them coming, you should actually Glimmer Mercy. Now, Mercy should commit, obviously, but it's not his review, so it doesn't matter. Okay, right here. You see... Maybe you don't see him. Do you have a... He's out of range. Okay. That's fine.
More death. Dire's middle tower taking.
You're trying to stop the push the best you can. I'd go push top. You already see one bottom. Unless your team wants to fight, in which case I would get ready for that. Alright, you got one dead, so there's not much you can do. This looks like they're just gonna push into you guys. Alright, I would immediately, as soon as I see that CP, by the way, I would be trying to get closer to help the Legion out, because she's probably gonna be out of position. So that was a battle. That was a very battle. So, you're afraid of Jug, rightfully, sorry, the Dragon Knight, rightfully so, right? So you see Mercy's dying. You know you don't have a Glimmer, right? So you should throw a Blinds as soon as able. But the ult, I know you didn't see the Rubik hit, but it was never going to save. Considering there's a sniper anyway, he's just going to get assassinated. So this ult ends up being wasted, and you guys aren't going to be able to have a good team fight without it. You need it. When you play those big ult heroes, you gotta like hold them until the right moment. It's hard too. Everybody messes them up. I've thrown Void Chronos that don't hit anybody, so that happens at all MMRs. So I'm not like judging you for it. Just be careful the best you can, because like that one was 100% wasted. You moved with your team to deward. I don't think you were actually part of that fight, so that's fine. You're gonna die here, I think. You should.
Double damage.
This looks spooky. This looks super spook. You guys are in a rough spot. Okay, so I would never blow a solo ult like that on a Juggernaut unless you know there's an instant follow-up like a Mercy duel. So I would like to note that Mercy's way over here, right? You see them. I'm just in slow-mo because I always like to do that for fights. Right, you're already charging. You see two heroes. Two cores, they're both right clickers. You know Mercy's going in, and I'm sure Mercy says something. However, the Jug doesn't have an escape, right? He has spin, but you have Black Hole. You have a Blink Dagger Wraith King who can stun them. I don't think this is the ult. I think you save it here. I think you blind into yourself to set up for a Black Hole, and then Mercy jumps in and gets a duel. Although he doesn't seem to have Blink. So I guess you need time. I don't know. It just feels like this fight's gonna turn against you. I know that you guys get the black hole off, so it should be alright, but... It wasn't bad. I mean, to set up for a black hole. It brought them together, so that was okay. I'll give that one the pass. It just felt a little bit weird. It didn't feel like it served a huge purpose, but... You know, even if it just set up for a moment just to get the bridge to black hole, that's not bad. Alright, so you're warding, so you can do your business. That's fine. I would be trying to push mid, since nobody else seems to be taking a big thing about it. Enigma threw an ult at stationary targets. It was good. I'm not saying he's bad, but like those were stationary. Alright, so I know there's about to be a fight. You got a good charge there. Didn't do anything else. I think you should... I don't know. With someone with a stun, sometimes you'll glimmer your core to make sure they can initiate without being stopped when it's like a legion or something. But it's not necessarily needed, so it's okay. You're buying a 4-staff, I love it. Still wish you had a wand, but that's okay. Should use that shovel though. This is invis. I guess you guys can't see that though. I'm not even sure how I can see that. I would just be further towards the edges here to help your team. Because like if you were here right now and they went on your Legion like that, you might actually be able to chase and potentially save. Unlikely, but it's possible. So I would just be closer to the front line and like as in not deep in base. I know you were probably organizing stuff, but just be careful. Alright, so this is gonna be a big deal. You got your ult. Let's see how this goes. You don't have Legion Commander, so I wouldn't use ult under any circumstance. It just seems like a 100% waste to glimmer, 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 stop charging, glimmer, stop charging, glimmer. You don't know right away though. I give you a buffer. I want to watch that in full speed and watch if it looks as bad. I just want to see how that looks like in regular time, like how I would have reacted. Just doing a thing, start charging Q, whatever. Hit, hit. Now I would stop. I would have 100% would have glimmered that guy. Again, kind of your fault. Enigma dies. I mean, granted, it's his own fault for being out of position, but you could absolutely snipe that courier, by the way. Oh, it's Wraith Kings. I'm sorry, it's your courier. Don't kill your teammate's courier. It's bad. Alright, at least you glimmer yourself. Alright. You're at least aware. You could probably... You had to go back because of damage. That's unfortunate because your team's about to get trying to get a big setup. They would benefit pretty heavily from you being there. I would already be TPing. Even at that health value, I would be TPing. TP, TP, TP. Is Wraith King might die and it'd be your fault. Okay, so just so we're clear. I want to be clear about when you back up. You're here, why do you back up? What starts hitting you? Sniper uses one hit on you? Oh gosh. Okay. So this is fine, right? So you should be walking backwards, you buy your items, you're looking, right? That's just what you do. And you say, oh shit. Right? Because Legion's dueling. You see the jug spinning, Wraithing's next to 2 cores. So you should be like, man, like, I need to get in there to try to get this going. So you should start TPing right now. Right, you start TPing here, you switch in this while you're TPing, because you can move items while TPing. And you would be there in the next, let's just say 2 seconds, because I assume no one else TP'd here. So you'd be there now. So right now what you would do is you would glimmer the Wraith King, right? Nobody has vision of him. Do they even have anybody with vision? No. Nope. So you glimmer him, he'd get out for free. But because you walk, which I see you over there, Venge has to swap to save Wraith King, and now you're down a Venge in addition to what you know, losing part of the fight, basically. So I would wait until a core healed. I would tell everybody Wraith King healed, then we'll fight. If you can't because your Legion goes in, you ult. You ult now. Like, that was the opportunity, because if this Rubik was competent, yeah, that. I will posit that your delay cost that fight. Alright, so I gotta wait till Legion Man's up. Alright, Legion's coming down. I'm gonna start the review of this as soon as Legion jumps in, right? So, Legion's going in, right? You're charging. I would be running in, right? What are you doing right now? You know Legion's trying to duel, right? Legion hasn't gotten duel off. Legion doesn't have duel. Okay, never mind. You know Legion wants to hit. Best way to do that, to facilitate that, is to ult. You should be ulting all three of them. They're together. They're making it easy. You just go in and you ult. Now, maybe you expected Legion would get the duel and you'd hit Jug with a Q. Fair. Now stop channeling. Let it go. Then you see the Enigma, right? I'm going to give you a second before I... Okay. Right now should be the time you stop channeling. You should walk over there and you should blindly light this Rubik away from Enigma so that he stops... Because Rubik right now, he doesn't have telekinesis because he just used it, but like you don't know what his second ability is. I guarantee you didn't. I'm just throwing that out there. You didn't know what it was. So I didn't either. You know what I mean? He could have any stun. He could have stolen Wraith King stun, which he did actually. He could have Legion duel. He could have Venge stun. You know, he could have telekinesis up, but you know it's not because you watched. So you want to get everybody in here. You want to get him away so you can't stop the Enigma. Because what ends up happening is, because you decide to let this whole thing channel, and you're still not really in, then the Rubik starts doing this. Now, right now you should see the situation as it stands. 3 heroes could still be hit with your ult. And it would stop the Enigma ult that's going on and killing Enigma and preventing Legion from going in. Legion even gets hit by the black hole, unfortunately, taking damage. So right now would be the time to ult. But you throw this strange ult centered here. You don't have to have them on the center. They just have to be in the ult. So like if you center it here, it's just as good as here as far as these people. Like where Enigma's standing basically is the exact opposite of that, meaning it'd be the exact center would be the same as far as people getting out. And it would have hit Rubik and stopped the black hole. Like, I want you to be aware that he's currently channeling a gigantic stun that's killing everybody. Now, I don't think Legion would have lived regardless, but Enigma might have. Long enough to BKB and probably stun back, and you actually might kill Jug. But I guarantee this probably kills everybody, like besides you. You also have Glimmer, by the way. So, you see Wraith King coming in, I would blinding light them into you. I would accept your death and blinding light. Oh, this is the bottom of the barrel substick. It's Rocket. Rocket's in Herald bracket. But he knows. He's been playing Dota long enough, he knows. And he's fine with me doing his reviews. He thinks it's funny, at least to some degree. You gotta hit your abilities with like precision because he wants to improve. I've already done 3 coaching sessions with him. You know what I mean? 3, 2, 3, 3. Almost positive it's been 3. You're already dead, so it doesn't matter. Oh, you buy back. Okay. You buy back, which is fine because you guys probably do need to defend. I would be in there though. I don't know. I guess your team isn't that close. You do potentially save the Venge. How do you guys survive this? Does Wraith King pop off? So, this is what I mean by the Indraka suffers from the syndrome too. The in the back syndrome. So right here you have to be, right? This is the moment though I would look and say, Legion's over here. What am I doing? And I would be over here. That's the place. Then you say, oh, Legion died. Wraith King's going in, right? You see him. Walk near him. Be like here to Wraith King. Like a little bit distance, but still near him. Then when Wraith King starts manning up, you'd be following him. And you know what you would probably be able to do? You would force staff him onto Sniper. You'd go, ba-boom, and he would hit Sniper and instantly kill him. but because of the fact that he's not able to get closer, he ends up getting stunned by the Rubik and held back. Now you're really close. This is good. I like how close you are to Wraith King. I don't know why they didn't push and win. They could have. I guess they're scared. Wraith King didn't even have ult till a second ago. I just saw it pop on. Blinding, you should blinding light whenever people hit your tower. Just blinding light. It stalls. It stalls for 6 seconds, which is pretty nice. And since the cooldown is 11.5 and you can reduce it by 6, you can do it every like 5 seconds, and only twice because then this goes on cooldown. But you can you can actually end up stalling for like 12 seconds. All right, your ult's up. I would use it right now. Right this second. I hope you're using it. Okay. Okay, good ult, right? It's well positioned. It puts them... I would put it a little bit behind if you could, but if the cast range isn't there, the cast range isn't there. So that's a good ult. Now, next thing I want to see you do right after that is I want to see you run in over here and force this Rubik in. Also, blow a spell real quick so Rubik doesn't get this. Throw a spell real quick. Oh, you did. You're good. I would have released sooner. You would have killed Jug. You're way too about full charging this. Don't. Just let Illuminate go. If it's charged enough, it's charged enough. Let it go. You have a Glimmer Cape. You might be able to save these heroes, to be honest with you. I know it doesn't seem like it, but I want to go back and show. See how you're charging right now? Right now is where I would release. So you see them all getting hit by the Venom ult and stuff. As soon as I came out of this, I would determine who's the most vulnerable person and important. Wraith King does have ult, so I probably wouldn't really focus on him. Mercy can actually purge all of this in about 5 seconds, so I would let that go. I would say, look, I'm not hit by it, neither is Enigma, right? He's only hit by ult, he's fine. Oh, wait, Cat's only hit by ult too. Okay. So I would instead wait a second, and then when I see that happen, now I would say I can't save Wraith King, he's dead. I can save Cat. I would probably try to hit her with a Glimmer, and if that doesn't work, I'd hit Mercy with a Glimmer. I would stall for Mercy so that he can make sure he gets his spell off. Now Cat ends up taking more damage from something else, so she was doomed. Alright, so there wasn't much you could do. I would have hit Mercy though, so he'd have more health. It wouldn't have been consequential, though. They got hit with a lot of stuff right after, so it didn't end up mattering, but it could have. That's an important thing to consider. Where are you? Alright, you're pushing out mid, which was important. How do you guys come back? Nice ward. Do you see that? If you see that, you should back up. This Giant gonna kill you. I'm watching the mini-maps to see if he does anything important. It doesn't look like he does. He's just in base, walking back forth, back forth, back forth. Team fight, getting preps. Alright, right here, 1, 2, 3, no Rubik. I don't know. I'd probably hit him with the big ult. Starting right now. Good ult. That's a solid ult. Enigma's about to pop it too. So because of how things are going, I would probably, knowing there's a Rubik, I would just want to waste a spell. So I would actually pop Illuminate for about 2 or 3 seconds and let it go. Alright, right here, I would probably Force Staff the Wraith King into Dragon Knight. But if you're afraid that somebody else is going to be scary, then you can hold it.
Our charge remains.
Good job. You did pop another spell too, so Rubik can't have your ults.
Dire's middle tower taking damage.
Warding. So we've left the time where it's acceptable to have the Philosopher's Stone. I'm gonna be honest. Right now, you should want to be holding like. That's hard. Timeless Relic is good, but probably better on Cat. Oh, I'm looking at the other team. How is that possible?
I'll take that.
Okay. Keen Optic is nice. What are you holding? I thought you had something else. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, maybe it was Rubik who had it? It was Rubik, yeah, okay. What would I want instead, though? I might take Clumsy Net. That's a hard one. I don't know. Alright, I'll wait. I'll wait to pass judgment on that. I'm actually not sure. Keen Optic is nice. I think Clumsy Net's probably better. I would be very careful about casting spells outside of your base here. You're asking to die. The fact that you're not dead is crazy to me. They knew you were there, too. Like, they just kind of won't let you walk away.
That should help.
Another fight going on. Okay, so you're trying to get an Aether Lens. I don't think Aether Lens matters as much at the end of the game. I just like to note that. You probably would just get a Scythe or a Yules or something like that. It just doesn't seem as important to have the cast range because it's so late in the game that that cast range is not going to be like the answer. So you get Scythe at the beginning of this fight, basically. That's okay. Who had the Scythe, Rubik? I'd be careful. Your health is not that high. I would have a Sentry here. Is this yours, actually? What is? Okay. I'd have an Observer, too, but it's not night, so it's fine. I would have Glimmered that guy. You never know what's going to hit them. There's about to be a big Enigma black hole. I'd walk over. That's good. That's a good ult. The Enigma's ult was just about to end, too. You win this game because of good fights, actually. Funny enough. That was a clean fight. Push, 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 push. With your team now that some of them are up. Witless Shackle's good if nobody else takes it. Shaco's currently not being taken. I would take that in a heartbeat. You're not you could definitely be tankier. You have the Mana to spare. I mean, your mana pool is 2,000. Ah, my head. I hope this is the review Rocket wanted me to do, but I'm not sure. If not, too bad. I do what I want. You'll end up watching this. It'll just be a video for Rocket because this is one game. And I don't have time to go into a second game because I think it's too long.
There it goes.
I deserve this.
That should help.
Gold for me.
Goodbye, Roshan. You
Immortality.
majestic, fearless stallion, you. An acceptable amount of murder.
I almost feel bad.
Target practice.
Radiant was pushing.
Crap.
Target practice.
When last we left our heroes,
Alright, so this fight's probably going to be what ends the game. Well, no, I guess not. I got 13 minutes left. Jeez, Rocket. I think it's send me like the big... Alright, cool. Alright, this is a real initiation. So, I already saw a mistake. I gotta go back. Positioning in team fights. Cowards. Right? So, when Jug runs at you... This is fine, right? This is fine. Glimmering yourself is even fine. When you glimmer, why run away, right? You know your team wants to fight. You're not the closest person, so you're not going to be the one who gets caught. Turn around. Turn around here and face them and be ready to do something. But, like, you go, like, way out before you turn. And because of that, now you're not really in position to help the Vengeful Spirit or anybody else because you don't have ult close enough. So you have to walk in. Now, you do come back, but small problems. I would drop ult right here. Honestly, like right now. Now I wouldn't. Now I drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Okay, you did. Hit him with a blind. Hit him with a blind. Hit him with a blind now. Okay, he has to spin down from the blind. He's gonna get away. Alright, shove. You're just pushing. $50. Legion gets a duel, so this is gonna be a follow-up off that. So, jumping into this big cluster against any hero isn't good. Venom's going to want to ult you. Shrapnel's better. You know, Jug's ult, I assume he has a Battle Fury, actually, funny enough. He doesn't. Maelstrom procs from the Mjolnir. All that gets stronger when you're like this. This is not a good position to be in. You should be like over here or over here. Glimmer yourself. Good ult, though. This is why you win. That fight's probably the end. You're saying you're basically the end, right? Oh wait, there's a big fight? Again? How many times you guys gotta fight? Alright, they're coming in. You got an... Oh, come on, man. You got an Aghanims? Oh no. Rocket, why? It's like the worst ags in the game. It's terrible, dude. It's so bad. What does it even do? Sometimes it will heal for a maximum of 500 only during the day, and only if you can charge it, and only depending how long you charge it. For 4,200 gold, just get a mech, dude. It'd be up more often, and you'll end up healing more. Like, it's instant, too. Like, oh man, please. This is a good ult. I'd definitely be going back to blind the sniper instantly. Good blind, good blinds. You should have forced after yourself forward, but that's neither here nor there. I would... Yeah, just keep on him. Alright, you see this guy, you should be hitting Venge. If she doesn't have stun. That's gotta be the end, right? Is Venom pushing you back? There's nothing you can do about that. And the game ends. Okay. I mean, the takeaways for sure are, I'm not going to bother looking into like the net worth or anything because you're a support, so it's not really that important. Takeaways here are positioning and team fights are like the most critical thing, and that in the lane you have to be aggressive. And the only thing I really docked you for in the early was your skill build. Your skill build was not good, so do exactly as I said as far as that's concerned, because I don't think your skill build is defendable. And don't buy this garbage, please. I've almost never found this to be helpful on Coddle ever. There are always better items. Always. It's just not good. So I hope that's the game you wanted me to look into, Rocket. If not, that's okay. Such is life. I do my own thing. I was going to do another review, but I just don't really have time. I was either going to review the other game or something else, but I don't really have the time. And I'm feeling a little bit burnt out on the Dota for today. Gotta be honest, right? Can't lie and be like, no, I'm all about the Dota. I'm a little burnt out, so better that I have play with my enthusiasm is there versus, you know, not. So I'll just raid somebody else. I'll raid whoever. How about... It's hard because nobody is playing any of the games that I want to raid. Okay, this should work. Alright, we're gonna raid Here There Be Monsters, playing Subsistence right now. Not that I'm particularly familiar, but I will be back tomorrow, probably with Warzone, because I've been really about Warzone recently. I'm all about that Warzone. Unfortunately, I know there hasn't been a lot of good Dota after the last I think it was 2 streams ago. It's because nobody's ever on. If you guys are part of my Discord but don't play Dota currently, you should start. If you're not part of my Discord at all, join it. People are online, and they do sometimes send out ats for people to play. So, when I'm not online, because during the weekend I'm usually not on, except Sundays, which I don't play Dota. I'm fine. We will send invites out for the guild, whatever, so we get these guild quests done, because we are mad behind. If you guys want to send in more reviews, you can feel free to just drop them straight in the Discord general channel. I really don't care. You don't have to be someone who's particularly, you know... That was a long outro now. You don't have to be somebody who's normally part of the channel or someone who talks a lot. If you just, for whatever reason, just watch the channel quietly and you never say anything, but you just want your review to be looked at, I'll do it. I'm not going to be who's this person who's joined the Discord and drop this link? F that, and swipe it. What good old days, Substick, please. Please elaborate. I'm good with reviewing anybody's games. Obviously, if you're going to send me a joke game, meaning a game and you're Divine, that's a different story. I'd rather not. I just don't. I'm not gonna have that much useful to tell you. But anybody who's of an appropriate rank, meaning my rank or below, just just put it in the Discord. It's fine, and nobody's gonna judge you. Nobody else has any time to look into this besides me. So it's not like other players are gonna go into your review and laugh or whatever. Nobody's got time for that. Oh, those good old days. Absolutely, Substick. I mean, it's unfortunate because a lot of people we do play with join different guilds. I can name 7 people who are normal regulars on the Dota stream who aren't part of our guild. And that's really one of the problems, is that I would invite them more often, but they're not part of the guild, so they don't contribute to the guild quest. So they don't really give any benefit whatsoever except to the win percentage. So I'll still invite them if they're around, but it doesn't fix the actual problem. This battle pass is honest garbage, and I might just stop bothering with the guild quests soon enough because they're just not going to happen. We're never going to get our guild level up at this rate. If we're not inviting more people that we play with, like, you should invite everybody you know, not you, Substick, but everybody. You should invite people you play with if you're part of the guild, because, like, you can play with those friends and just be part of the guild and just get stuff done that benefits all of us. But I know Pascal has already been trying to solicit everybody, so it's been said. Well, I think it's more that our guild plays at different times because we have some people in different time zones too, Substick, in different MMRs. It's like Netty's not going to play with you because he wants to play ranked. He's fine with playing for the guild, but he wants to play ranked. So you provide him no benefit. Netty needs to play with people like me, but we need to have 3 of us. So who do we add to me and Netty's stack? You know, I'm ancient, but Netty probably wouldn't play with someone on my rank normally. He just knows that I'm competent as far as the role that I provide to him because I usually support him. So he's probably looking for someone who's high ancient or divine at least. And we don't have that many people in the channel who are that ranked besides Azzy. And we don't usually play with Azzy because of the time zone. So it's like we don't really have anybody else to fill that role. So Netty can't participate basically, besides his own solo quests. And so you get into this kind of thing where we don't have people of the same rank. It's like Rocket will switch to our guild to be nice, but he's not really part of our guild, and so you get into that whole thing. Either way, we're going to rate Here There Be Monsters, like I said. This is a very long outro. Yeah, I think that's it, actually. Oh, if you guys have any ideas, while I'm doing announcements, if you guys have any ideas for my other emote slot, or anything like that, like my sub spots, because I have spots for loyalty for a number of months you've been subbed, or stuff like that, let me know. Just post that shit right in the general channel. I just want to hear, because if anybody has like a brilliant idea that's like the idea, I will put that money down and just get that done. Like I'll get it commissioned, and we'll have 6 things for our yearly number of years you've been subscribed to the channel, or whatever, number of months. Either way, so I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time.